what's going on, Samites, and welcome to today's video. I am Sam, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make hundreds of YouTube thumbnails at one time using Photoshop and Actions. So currently I have a client that we're working with that has redid their website, and they've updated all their product pages to now have product videos as well. So they need thumbnails for each one of those videos. So what we did is we created this template right here, and now we need to switch the product for each one of the thumbnails. Now, to go through literally hundreds and hundreds of thumbnails and switch it inside of Photoshop and save it out, that would take a lot of time. But we're in luck. We can use Photoshop and Photoshop Actions and the batch command to make this very, very simple. All right, guys, let's hop into Photoshop and let me show you how to do that right now. So before we start creating our thumbnails, we need to make sure we're organized. So right here, you can see I have three different files. The first file is our template. That's going to become our background image. The next file is a folder full of all of the raw product photos. So you can see them right here. And then last but not least is an empty folder named thumbnail. That's where all of our new thumbnails will end up once we create them. Now we're ready to make our thumbnail. So the first thing we need to do is go to our raw image folder, open up our images, select one of the images and drag it down to Photoshop. All right, now that it's opened, we need to create an action. To create an action, we need to open up the action menu. To open up the action menu, you can either go right here to this little play button and click on it, or you can go up to where it says window and go down to actions to access the menu that way as well. Once you're inside the menu, go down to the bottom where it says create a new action, and we're going to click on that button, and here's where you can name your action and then click record. You will know you're recording because the little record button will turn red. So that means every single thing we now do inside of Photoshop is being recorded. That way we can go back and play that action back inside of batches, so it will repeat all of our steps again and again and again and again and again. That way we don't have to manually do it. All right, so the first thing we're going to do to create our thumbnail is we're going to come down here to layers. We're going to go to the background image, which is our image that we want to replace on every one of our thumbnails, and we're going to click on the little lock right here to unlock that image. Once we do that, we now need to create a new layer. So we're going to come down to right here where it says create a new layer. We're going to click on that, and now we have a new layer created. We're going to make sure that we are on that new layer, and then we're going to go up to image, and we're going to go to canvas size. Now, this will be different for everybody, but for me, I'm making our thumbnails 53.333 by 30. So that's just the size I'm making that. Again, that can be whatever you need for your project. And then I'm going to click OK. So now if I minimize my canvas here a little bit, you will see I now have the size that I want my thumbnail. All right, now we're ready to bring in our template that we built before. So I'm just going to come up here, click on the American Wholesale Firework template and drag it onto the canvas like so. Then I'm going to come up and click on the little check mark to place the image. All right, now that that's done, we need to bring the product photo on top of our template. So to do that, we're just going to come down here, choose the layer with the product photo and drag it above our template layer like that. Now we need to position it where we want it. So I'm going to just drag it right to about there. And now we are ready to save out our image. So I'm going to go to File, Save As. I'm going to make sure it's a JPEG. I'm going to go find our thumbnail folder that we created earlier. So it's on my desktop. Then I'm going to go down to where it says Thumbnail. And then I'm going to click Save. And then I'm going to bring down this to about 8% right here. And I'm going to click OK. Now we need to close out the project because when we go to batch process this, we don't want tons and tons and tons of projects opening up inside of Photoshop. So to close the project, all we need to do is come over, click on File, go down to Close. Then, of course, I'm not going to save this for me. I'm going to click Don't Save. Then I'm going to click on one of my other projects, open that up, and then I'm going to come down here and click Stop Recording. And I'm going to go right to the Open action, and I'm going to just delete that action. That way, now it will save it out to our thumbnail folder and then close the project for us. All right, now that we have all of that done, it's time to use our batch images. All right, now that we have created the action, it's now time to batch process all of our images so we can create all of our thumbnails. One quick note though, so all of these images that we're swapping of all the different products, I previously batch processed all those so they were all the exact same dimensions. That way they would fit in the same place on my thumbnail. If you guys are interested in seeing how I did that, I will make another video that you will find linked in the description of this one. So to batch process all of our thumbnails, we're going to go up to File, we're going to go down to Actions, and we're going to go to Batch. Then we are going to make sure that we are on Action 2 because Action 2 is what we just created. We're going to go to Choose Folder. We want to choose the folder that contains all of our raw images, so all of those individual products. So we're going to click on our 500 gram cake folder, and we're going to go Choose, and then I'm going to click OK. Once it's finished processing, I will be back with you guys. All right, Samurais, our batch processing is now done. Just so you know, that will take a few minutes to get through and process all of those photos, so be aware of that. But once that's done, I can now come over and click on the thumbnail folder, and you can see all of the beautiful thumbnails we have now created in literally just a few minutes. Now, I do want to warn you guys, sometimes the batch processing does go a little bit wacky, and you get a random thumbnail that ends up like this. That's not really that big of a deal to me. If I have to go back in and manually do a few thumbnails to fix them, that's fine. But I just want to let you know, sometimes not all the thumbnails come out perfectly, so make sure you do check them before using them. That's going to be it for today's video. If you liked today's video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you're brand new around here, checking out my channel for the first time, make sure you go down and click that subscribe button. We would love to have you as part of the family. If you're already subscribed, make sure to share these videos with your friends and family. If you have any comments, questions, or concern about today's video, feel free to ask them in the comment section below. And until next time, remember to dream big, think bigger, and always be you. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.